Hey guys, welcome to Sober Talk. I am your host, Tom Mabe. I'm giving you behind the scenes again. This is our little studio right here, and some of the camera action there, and we'll go back to this. But man, we got a great show for you guys tonight because we're going to take your calls and discuss why we should stop drinking. That's what I'm thinking. So kick back, give me a second. And let me get over here to the board, or to the other side of the studio, right now. Hey guys, welcome to Sober Talk. I assume that we are live. Before we get going, boy, I had a craving today, so I've gone over a month, no alcohol free, no beer, no alcohol, nothing alcoholic at all, of any types of anything, drugs, alcohol, anything. I haven't, drugs were never my issue. Bud Light was my issue. But anywho, having lunch with a buddy of mine out in Bullitt County, a place called the Hillview Diner. So let's give this place a shot. It was incredible, out there in Bullitt County, Kentucky. And we were talking like, wow, this used to be a Super X drugstore, and down the corner was Magic Market, and there was that liquor store that turned in after. I go, man, that liquor store. My wife and I, before we got married, she come pick me up because at the time my car was a piece of junk, and we swing by the liquor store. We were 21, 22, and we would get bourbon and Coke and have a drink on the way to Butchertown Pub, which is just totally ridiculous, totally irresponsible. And I had a craving. I'm like, okay, Bobby, this is really tough. I really want to drink right now. And but it went away. It went away in a couple, I say 2 to 5 minutes. Just the memory, and it's okay to have those memories. We had a really, really good run. I came out unscathed, and I was very lucky that I came out unscathed, or maybe I was extremely unlucky. After our show last night, we got this email from a guy. I will not mention his name, just in case he doesn't want me to. It says, "Hi, Tom. Have no idea how or why your live stream popped up on my Facebook page, but I am glad that it did. I needed some sobering reminders this evening. I had no idea that you were a professional comedian or even who you are. Does not matter. I think, LOL, that I heard you say that you had not received any DUIs yet, etc. Dang, I was the very same when I self-committed myself to AA. First meeting, scared to death. I sat quietly right next to the door, on and on. When I told the group that I knew that I was an alcoholic, but I had never been in any legal trouble. I didn't lose my family. I still had all my finances in order, and never had a DUI. And an elder man, AA man, stood up to address me and said, "Son, you are one of the most unlucky persons in this room." He then sat back down. The fourth day in a row in the same AA meeting, the same old man stood up again and said, "Son," and he said he was 44 at the time when he went and checked himself in AA, "the reason why I said that you were unlucky was because you had not experienced some of the dire consequences that most or all of us in this room have had to experience to get us here." So as he sat back down, he said, "Keep coming back. It works if you work it." So that was a great email. We get a lot of those those emails when we're in this little sober talk. And I did this on a fluke. I was like, man, I'm just having I was trying to find if I wanted to go to AA or not, or get, just support or whatever. And I said, I'm just going to go live, and I don't care. I mean, I'm a middle-aged man. I'm probably closer to retiring than not retiring. What do I have to lose? And I went live and I said, hey guys, this is like my 100th time quitting drinking, and I always had that vicious cycle. I was like, oh, I'm good. I forget that I was a drunk or a bad drinker. I don't know. It doesn't matter. When I drank, I don't know when to stop. And I would drink to deal with problems, but then all of a sudden the drinking becomes a bigger problem than the problem I was dealing with. So, I'm glad you guys are here. Let me see if I can get caught up here. I got some people here. If you ever want to feel like if you want us to call you, email me, tom@tommabe.com. I will put it right here, tom@tommabe.com. So I went to the doctor today. I thought I had I've experienced the alcohol-induced cardiomyopathy. A lot of my reasons for quitting was mainly my family and my kids and wife, and give them, be a better dad, be a better husband. But my health, I get winded like just running from the control room into the studio here. I'm winded, and I said, "Oh, man, I got this cardiomyopathy going on." And then they're looking at something called pulmonary hypertension. But this time, it turns out that I'm just fat. So my gut is bigger than my chest. I have a small chest cavity. Yeah, sure, I got this long, beautiful, voluptuous hair and whatnot. Flux, marsupial. I don't know. So I quit. What it is? Dirk says he quit every morning when I was hungover. I swear to God, I lived through. I would quit. Yeah, Dirk's message that he said he quit every morning, and I did too. And that night, falling to bed drunk. I was like, what's wrong with me? Why do I keep on doing this? And I was like, all right, I gotta. My deal, as soon as I get 1, 2, 3 days, I would say 2 to 5 days under my belt, I protect those sober days. And I talked about this before. When they say one day at a time, man, one day at a time, I mean, that's just not a cliche. There is a reason why they say that, one day at a time. I mean, the first day, if you make it the next day, it's a tad easier. You're like, man, I made it a whole day. Well, let me try another day. And by the time the third day rolls around, it's even much, much easier. And every day gets a tad easier. And every day you get more sober days under your belt that you don't want to lose them, and you want to defend those and protect those sober days. So let's go to the phones. We are calling. First up, we were going to call Mike, and then we're going to get Pam on the phone. Um, and let's see here. Let's make sure that I'm all online and all that good stuff. Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. I hear it, man. I'm glad you guys are hanging out with me. That this helps me more than it helps you guys, and I love the emails that you tell me how it is helping you, and that's way cool. So, is this working? Is this working? Hello? I'm gonna hang up and call you back because something is definitely going on. Okay? All right. All right. So let's see. Let's try this. Well, that's a little frightening. I don't know what's going on here, as it could be. Huh. Check one, check two. Let's not call my son by accident. And well, this is just technical. This is real TV. This is reality as it gets. Can you hear me? That is so bizarre. Huh. It must be. Let me turn my phone off and call you right back because we got a lot of people here. Waiting us. Todd, I got to make this right. I'll call you right back. Okay. Thanks. That is just freaking bizarre. So we will turn. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Could it be? How about now? I hear you. Yeah. And are you on speakerphone or anything weird? Because you sound a tad distorted. I don't know if that's on my end or your end.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So tell me, your name is Mike, right?
Yep.
So tell me, I got an email from you saying that your wife told you to call in. Is that correct?
Yeah, because I think we were Saturday night. I was commenting on one of your posts about drinking or whatever, and I said my wife thinks I'm obnoxious when I drink.
Yeah, my wife thinks that too.
Uh, but so I was talking to her about it the next day because actually when I was commenting on your post, I had been drinking that night.
Isn't that funny? It's like going to an AA meeting drunk. I totally get it. So
Yeah, so I was just sitting there. It was weird though because it popped up like kind of like the guy's story you told today.
mm-hmm. Oh,
I was sitting there, and my wife was getting all upset with me because I come home all obnoxious, and I get on my phone, and the first thing I see is the
Tom Mabe sober talk right there in your face saying, "Hey man." So first of all, this is not AA. I'm not a doctor. I'm just some dude who's trying to quit drinking and have someone hold me accountable besides myself. So this is so. The people I meet, it's Alcoholic Anonymous. So they don't want to, and I know nothing about. I mean, I'm a newbie. This is my first time trying to quit drinking correctly. And I admitted to myself that, I've tried it 1,000 times. I am powerless. So, my higher God, as I understand him, which is the universe and God. So,
Yes, sir.
so that's where I'm at. Are you thinking about quitting one day, or where are you at about? Or do you have a
You
drinking
know,
problem?
I don't know. I think my wife wants me to,
Uh huh.
but I think see what happens is I'm not a regular drinker,
Hmm.
but when I do get to drinking,
I'm an irregular drinker, but go ahead.
I will keep drinking and drinking
You
and
know.
drinking, or do some stupid bets while I'm drinking to keep me drinking more. And it's just like, and then the next day it's always that that sucks.
So you don't know when to stop. So you don't necessarily drink every day of the week or every. Do you think you drink every other day?
No, not even. Once in a while, there'd be like probably 1 week out of the month where I'll drink every other day maybe, but then
Yeah.
for the rest of the month it's maybe on a weekend.
So have you ever had like something seriously bad happen to you, like your rock bottom? Did you like ever like gamble away the house payment or
Oh no, no, no.
nothing crazy? So,
I've never got through with drinking. I did, however, when I was 19, get my first OWI. Well, not my first, my only.
okay.
And
How old are you now, Mike? If you don't mind me asking.
I'll be 28 in a couple months.
Man, it sounds like you may be one of the lucky ones. Just don't do. Now, when you're drinking, do you know better like not to drive or?
No, I will once. I mean, it's fucked up to admit, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'll still drive, but I don't go too far out of my way. So if I am drinking and it's far, then I'm probably not leaving.
Yeah.
And then that's what makes my wife mad too, because I don't come
Is
home.
she like really, really mad? Like, dude, you gotta stop drinking. You gotta stop drinking, honey. Or is she like, man, you're obnoxious when you drink? I mean,
Yes, yes,
that's where she's at. Well,
yes,
it sounds like it sounds as though that you may be one of the lucky ones and just you drink more like an adult or whatever. I have a lot of fond memories, but I don't. And my wife and I've only had like 26 years of marriage. Uh, I think we have less than 5 fights. So we don't. But anytime we do get in a fight or an argument, it revolves around me drinking too much and doing something stupid and or saying something stupid or whatever. And it goes back to the childhood and everything. But well, dude, it really sounds as though that you may be fine. Maybe your wife has the problem. Put her on the phone.
I will here in a minute. But my my thing is, see, growing up, I was always told my dad's alcoholic or whatever, which he is. I mean, he's bad.
Hmm.
He's a functional drunk. I don't know how he does it. I really don't talk to
I can tell
people.
you exactly how I did it, but go ahead.
Um, so my mom would tell me this. You're gonna be just like your dad.
Oh
Every
my.
time she caught me drinking, underage, because I think there was more of a point in time when in my teenage years that I drank more heavily than I have being of age.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom caught me a couple times, and she said I was going to turn out like my dad. And I
You
think
still
that's
have time.
kind of,
You still have time to turn out like him. So I think it is a progressive disease, and you may. I don't think you're anywhere near rock bottom.
no, I don't think so either.
But
But
I
I mean,
would try to be more careful with the driving and such.
yes, I know that. But usually when I do go out drinking, I am with a buddy or something.
Yeah.
But if I am in a position to where it's like, well, I gotta go home, I'll jet home.
Well, cool, Mike. What part of the country are you in?
Okay, so last year, all my life, I lived in northern Indiana, up towards around Michigan, and then I just recently moved a year ago tomorrow to Virginia, Fredericksburg.
Oh wow, yeah. So you go from like Gary or somewhere and What part?
No, I was over there by Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
South
I
Bend.
did a show. A lot of people don't know this because they're finding this. I'm a professional comedian. I tour as a comic and I produce viral videos on this same channel here. I had a TV show called Mabe in America, and when the show was kicking really hot, I toured a whole lot. I don't have to tour as much as I used to, but I did a show. There's Carl. Hey, Carl, we just talked about you. But anyway, back to you, Mike. I did a show at Notre Dame, and it was like the sound went straight up. What do you call those things that spin around? The building that's an atrium. It's just a building that goes straight up. And there was no. They laughed, and by the time it got to me, it was like 30 seconds later, and it was a weird cadence was out of time because I tell a joke, and I would be hearing the laughter of the previous joke. It's a weird place to do stand up. But anywho.
Where was this at?
Notre Dame,
Notre
the
Dame?
college. Yeah, I do a lot of. I'm a clean comedian, so I get the chance to do. I do a lot of corporations and
Yeah.
things like that. Even some
I've
churches
been
will bring
watching
me.
you for years. I mean, I've been
That was
following
you?
on
I
Facebook
was
for a
wondering
while.
who that was who watched me for years, and that was Mike from Northern Indiana. So,
No.
no,
Yeah,
great.
dude.
No, I'm not trying to be smart aleck, but just trying to be humble. But
Yeah, I feel you.
so man, just watch 38. 28 Mike is not. I promise you this: 28 Mike is not going to be nearly as bad as 38 Mike. 38 Mike could possibly be a whole lot worse, and you can get another DUI or some sort of ORI, whatever you called it. But just man, just be. I think it's good that you're aware that when you do drink, you don't know when to stop. You know, that's so. But
Yeah, it's a mutual thing between me and myself, I guess.
yeah, and your marriage will be. It will get. Just like the disease gets progressively worse, it will be harder and harder on your marriage down the road. So just keep it in check, brother. But it sounds like you may not be ready to quit. I don't know. I wish I could drink like
I
you.
mean, honestly, sometimes though, when I drink, I feel I'm just in a better mood. Like, there's been
You're
a few times I'll
self-medicating.
drink.
You're self-medicating. You need to learn how to be in
Yeah,
a good mood without alcohol.
yeah. I mean, there's a few times that buddies at work, like we'd have a cookout or something at work, and I'd drink at work, and then come home and it'd just be all giggly and shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a good time, but yeah, I mean, on my dad's side, all three of his brothers died of cirrhosis of the liver. I mean, all from drinking.
Well, hold it back up here. You didn't. Why didn't you lead with that? So your mom's telling you you're going to be just like your dad. Everyone in your
Right, 'cause
family's
he
died
hates
of
me.
cirrhosis of the liver. Now Have you had blood work? Have you had your liver count?
No, I have not.
Yeah, maybe something to look into, Mike.
I don't think about it. I just
Or
think
just
I was gonna
blood
die.
work. Say, hey, look, he's going to ask you how much you drink. Say, I don't drink a lot, but when I do drink, I drink a whole lot. And get it kind of, before a while, my checked liver light came on. That's bad. I joke about how it's bad when you go to the doctor and he presses on your liver and an Uber pulls up. That's, so go ahead and get a reality check of where your liver is. He may go, hey, dude, for 28, your liver is a
That's a
little up
mess.
there. Or maybe, yeah, your liver looks fine. Just keep it in check. And that's what people say. Keep it in check.
I'm gonna make it a thing to have it done before the end of the year.
Yeah, do you have health insurance?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, well, dude, and we can't afford to be stupid. You got kids yet?
I got two babies.
What kind? What kind are they?
I got a 4-year-old boy. He'll be starting school next week, and then my daughter's 1.5.
Well, I got 5 kids, and they're all boys and girls. All right, good job. That was just being silly. I'm slap happy. I had a AA meeting this morning. I've been doing these Zoom meetings, and I found a really good one called the early worms, and it's really a great meeting. And it's at 7 a.m. though, so I have to get up by 5:30, have my coffee, get the dogs out and whatnot. So I'm a little slap happy. But Mike, wrap us up. What do you want to leave on? So I can call this next lady here. Call him Pam.
Wherever you want to leave it at, but I'm a big fan, and it was good talking to you.
Man, I appreciate you being here, and please text me or email me, and we'll hop back on the phone again. If you do hit a rock bottom, I plan on doing this every night. It's kind of like a little support group with me and my friends on Facebook here.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, so reach out and keep me posted, brother. All right, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, no problem. Later.
See you. That was Mike. He's a 28-year-old alcoholic and drug addict, and he's had 17 DUIs. So, hey, Shelly Wright Gordon. Hey, Tom. Hey, Carl. I said there's Carl Martin. I like you there, dude. I like your letter. Let's try calling. Let's try calling Pam. And Pam is a female, and she spells her name Pam. Pam. That's right. Come on, Pam. You got to pick up, man. Don't leave me hanging. Second night in a row, you left me hanging. Someone may have to give me a telephone number. I may have to call somebody else.
Hello?
Hey, am I calling 605-353-1207? Looking for Pam?
That's correct.
Hey, how are you? Tom Mabe.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So are you Pam?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I didn't think you sound like a Pam. I'm just confused, and older as I get, I start mixing numbers up and everything. Just want to make sure I'm down. Is Pam available to chat on the telephone? Mike said that's messed up. That's what I said. 16 to you. Is a hey dad, hey buddy. Sorry, got home late. Shelly. Oh yes, codependency. We're going to talk to Shelly a minute after we talk to Pam. So maybe we'll call Pam back. She seems to be.
Hello, this is Pam.
Hey Pam, Tom Mabe, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I am good. Are you like in Minnesota? Where am I calling? What? You have a little bit of an accent.
Yeah, no, flat, Midwestern, South Dakota.
So, well, there you go. I reckon I did a show in Deadwood. Yeah, Deadwood. That was a town. Every town had a casino with a chair that says Bob Bill Hickok was shot in this chair. But so every casino that claimed that was the place.
Actually, he was actually shot in the number 10 saloon.
Number 10 saloon. That's right after the number 9 and before the number 11. I saw that one.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Tell me about yourself, Pam. Are you a drinker? What's going on with yourself?
No, actually, I'm just a primary enabler.
Please. I'm an idiot. What does that mean? Primary enabler. What is that? The guy who picked up the phone.
Primary enabler is somebody that makes it possible for an addict to keep on using. The one that calls them in sick, the one that shuts the kids up, turns the TV down, does chores, grinds feed, cleans up the urine and the vomit, feeds them at 11 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning with all their friends. Enabling is somebody that does the rescuing and makes life work when they don't.
Wow.
How's that?
So the guy who picked up the phone, was he the winner?
Say that again?
The guy who picked up the phone, is that the one you're enabling?
No. Terry's in recovery as well for 3 different addictions, and I divorced an alcoholic after 20 years.
20 years. How many years ago did you divorce him?
22.
Oh, so you've been out of the marriage for 22 years.
Yes.
You ever try to think about working? What's he doing? What's that guy? Is he even alive?
He still drinks and now he gambles as well. But yeah, I went into recovery in '91 and finally filed papers in 1999, and he just was absolutely not going to do anything different. And after 20 years, I just kind of think I finally accepted that.
Carl thinks you're funny, Pam. He loved your So Dirk wants to know where were you when he needed you. So it sounds like you're a professional. Pull your head. Well, so and that's knock on wood. I have not had that rock bottom and like that letter I got from Carl. I had not had that DUI or whatever. I mean, health and seeing my family upset with me is pretty daggone bad. I never hit anybody. I've never, I was constantly self-medicating, dealing with, problems from abandonment and trauma as a child, and just self-medicating. And what was your husband of 20 years? What was what was his demon? Did you ever get back and figure out what happened to him?
It's a 7-generation alcoholic family, so 15% of this addiction
is inherited.
Okay.
And he was a baseball player. He was supposed to be a big Major League Baseball pitcher, and then he tore his rotator cuff out and separated two rib heads in Oklahoma in a tournament.
Jeez.
And when he came home, it was all of his friends were getting married, settling down, having children, and he comes home and his career is over, and he's going to have to
Get a big boy.
He's going to have to do something else. He's going to have to do something else with his life. And when we went into farming, the two of us, it was in the 70s, and it was drought, and the cows were kicking up dust in March, and it was just very, very hard. And I just think he had too many strikes.
No pun intended, being a ball player.
Exactly. Right. I think he just had too many strikes, you know.
Well, you know,
was he going to be a good husband? Then we had Adam, and was he going to be a good father? That terrified him.
Well,
And,
can I say something real quick? I've been in the music industry for many years, and I've seen artists go from having a number one song, and then 3 years later they're literally working at Walmart, and they have to because they have to pay their bills. And I see a lot of these artists will start self-medicating because they're embarrassed or whatever. And your husband was going to be this, Hank Aaron or whatever, and it didn't happen. So he had the embarrassment. There was a movie a long time ago about this guy who saved a little girl from a well. She had fallen down in a well, and they made a movie about it. And the producers and directors, we're going to make you a huge star. We're going to make you a huge star. And it was based on a true story in, like, Oklahoma, this girl who fell in a well. And this guy, he was going around town, they're going to do the movie about me and this and that. They're going to put me in movies and this and that. It never happened, and the guy committed suicide because he was waiting on something else to make him happy instead of just being, heavens is where you stand. He needed that something else to be happy. So it's just tough when things don't pan out and you tell something, you feel like a loser. And alcoholics, we feel like losers anyway for the most part. But good for you that you.
That terrible fear, and I had a little brother that committed suicide a few years ago.
I'm so sorry.
Well, he was little and he was fragile. He was frail. He was short, and my dad was 6'3", and Dave was never going to measure up, not ever, and he knew it. But Dad was very violent and very ugly and very punitive with that sharp goddamn mouth on him.
Yep.
And I think, at some point in Dave's life, he just accepted the fact that no matter what he did, it was never going to be good enough for Dad, and he just clocked out, and he did mean it.
Wow.
But, it's a terrible fear, and you just build this thing one story at a time until finally you're up here 20 stories in the air on a marble granite building with no windows and no stairs and no way down except to jump. And who the fuck's going to jump?
Wow.
So it's like, no, I'm not going to try, and I don't care. And, Dell said when I left, I'll do anything, Pam, but quit. I'll do anything but that.
Quit. Wow. So that's, and I keep on saying every show, how do you know if you got a drinking problem? If it causes problems. And Dell he said he'll do anything but quit. No, that's the one thing. Did he ever try to go to like a detox or a facility or a, He
came up to counseling with me and came home the same day and said all they want to do is break up your marriage. He just wants in your shorts.
Yeah, well, you think, it's a cunning, baffling, disease or whatever.
Powerful, yes.
Powerful, and he'll say he'd do anything, not, that's just.
Well, he had already made up his mind he would do anything but that. And he was going to do the punish reward a little harder and a little stronger and involve his mom and his brother in the whole goddamn thing and enlist the community and teach me a lesson. And
well, man, that is really, really tough. So I totally appreciate you. Is there anything else you'd like to touch on real quick before I got to make my last call here?
No, not at all. I just want you to involve your family because you all got here together.
Yeah, you said that in the email.
It's like going up that tree, Tom, and we all grow up and we all branch out and we all either enable or we become addicts or we're part of the cycle. The average enable, it helps 8 people a day use. So if everybody in your family is in the same dynamic role, then y'all, when you come back down that tree, a lot of people get stuck at the enabling and they stay there. The recovery rate in our local area here is 3%, but the recovery rate for enablers is 0.001.
Wow. Wow,
And what
wow.
they do is, you know what they do is, if their addict quits and they go get help and they get single and sober, that's what they get, single and sober. And they will go find another addict because they're not going to quit enabling. By then it's a lifestyle and a rescue and it makes them feel worthwhile, and they're not going to quit.
So, are you an enabler? Are you still an enabler?
I am a primary enabler. I am the one who calls them in sick and shuts the kids up and grinds the feed and brings home the bacon and fries it up in the pan.
Why do you do that? Low self-esteem? What?
Well, it's going to sound stupid, but I really didn't know that I was part of the problem.
Yeah, my wife sent me a nice text one day. She said, I really appreciate what you're doing. And I didn't know, but she's doing these Al-Anon meetings on Zoom. And she said, I should have, gotten your case a long time ago and just gave you an ultimatum. And
Yep.
wow.
But the thing is, I guess for me the thing is that it's a rewarding thing to rescue someone constantly, filling your bucket constantly, but the whole time it's full of holes and everything you've done and rescue runs right out. So every day your score starts at 0 as an enabler.
Wow.
And then you have to become worthwhile by the end of the day.
Yeah.
And every day when you're done, you start again at 0. And a lot of enablers absolutely will not go get help. So if she's going to meetings, man, hallelujah.
Good. You sound like you know your stuff. I like to keep your number on file and call you back down the road when. Here's another. I got a person I'm going to recall next who is going. We're going to discuss some codependency. We're going to call Shelly, and it's just great to get so many people's different opinions about it and wrap it up. 10 seconds. What are you? Quick advice for anyone who's an enabler out there.
You're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution until you quit rescuing.
Yeah.
And if you're going to keep rescuing, you're still part of the problem.
Yeah.
There's a fine line, Tom, between interdependent and codependent.
Geez, you're smart. You use like big words and such.
My mom was an English teacher.
Marsupial. Sanguine. Myopic. Okay, those are the only three I know. Good to hear your voice.
I got the same twisted sense of humor. That's why I listen to Tom Mabe.
Well, thanks for listening to me. I really appreciate you. And
take care of yourself. I'll keep you in my prayers, kiddo.
thanks. Talk to you soon, Pam.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that was Pam from South Dakota, and she is a Grand Marshal of enabling. So she's the drum major. So let's give Shelly a call, and 623. I ordered a Coke, but I got a Diet Pepsi. So I gotta cut back on sodas next.
Hello.
Hey, Shelly, it's Tom Mabe. How are you?
I'm doing well. Sorry, I was going to call you earlier, but I got home late from work.
No, quite all right. And what do you do? Where do you work?
I work for a company that is contracted to the VA, and we help veterans when they have problems with their billing issues.
We have some definitely some people here who are joining the VA Zoom group, AA Zoom group. So I thought that was pretty cool. And my come again go again co-host Jamie, he's a veteran and he's all about the VA and stuff. So
Awesome.
So tell me, what is codependency? What is it? I saw in your text that we are.
Well, like Pam said, enabling is a lot. It plays into codependency.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of characterized by, like in my case, I did not drink, I did not do drugs. My dependency was depending on my needs. So yeah, low self-esteem plays into it.
You're satisfying your needs. I cut you out for a second. I was pushing buttons. I didn't know what I was doing. So,
Okay.
but you go back 10 seconds. So satisfy your needs?
Right. So my codependency was to satisfy my emotional needs. So the alcoholic I was with depended on me to meet his daily needs. He was a functioning alcoholic, which means he had his own little business. He worked.
Okay.
But there would be a few days when he couldn't work. So guess who called the client and said, hey, you're feeling under the weather. He can't come in today. I picked up that trail so nobody else would know he was an alcoholic. So he could
Wow.
have his business. So, it's all about people pleasing, I'm a big people pleaser.
Now, are you guys? You're divorced, right?
Oh, yeah. I got into a codependent relationship in my second marriage because I've been married a few times. And
Have you been married a few times?
yeah, we won't count, but they're on one hand.
Oh, if you go like this and then like this again, they're on one hand.
Right. But
That's very
I got
funny.
into that pattern. I fell into the pattern of hooking up with guys that were alcoholic.
Wow.
And the last one I was with told me he was, when we met, he was sober. So
Right.
we kind of set a good foundation. But when he started drinking and got sober, he said, you should go to Al-Anon. I'm like, what the heck is Al-Anon? And he said, it's for people that are with people like me.
No, let's make it easier. I want you to just stop drinking or I'll find a new girlfriend.
Yeah, right. Well, but see, I'm a codependent. I needed him as much as he needed me.
Yeah.
So I did go to Al-Anon. And by going to Al-Anon, I learned that I have a problem too. And until I addressed my problem, I couldn't do anything about this relationship. So
Interesting.
I started, started reading about it, started listening to other people, like in AA, how everybody says it's like an AA meeting, but just for the non-alcoholic.
Okay.
Or the codependent. And this lady told me that her husband woke up in the middle of the floor Saturday morning. The cartoons were blaring on the TV. The kids were screaming and running over him. She's vacuuming. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just not going to cover for you anymore. You need to go next door and get your car out of his yard.
Oh.
And
Wow.
when he walked out the door, she goes, oh, and by the way, here's your suitcase. And she locked the door behind him. And the
Wow.
locks changed, so he goes to a motel, he opens his suitcase, and it's full of dirty clothes.
Wow. I had a buddy who his wife his wife said she packed two suitcases. He came home from work and she had two suitcases. She said, this suitcase here is for you and you're going to go to rehab. This other suitcase is mine and I'm moving out if you don't go to rehab. So I thought that was pretty powerful, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
She's badass, man. Badass
Well,
boy.
What happened in that relationship after I learned to take care of me first instead of the other person is he came in one day and he goes, the cops saw me drinking and driving. Now I lived in Minnesota at the time, so this is a very small town.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows everybody, and they knew him, and they knew he wasn't supposed to be driving on a revoked license. And he was drunk. So I said, well, let's do this. Let's take you up to this other town and put you in detox.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, that'll work. So I get him to detox, and they shut the door, and I looked at him, and I just waved bye-bye.
Did he detox? Did he detox?
He did detox, but when he came back, his mom and dad came and picked up all the stuff. I was done.
Oh, well, good.
Harsh.
Did he ever get? Is he still drinking now?
No, unfortunately, he's no longer with us
He died.
because of long-term alcoholism.
Wow. There you go, folks. It will catch up with you. Long-term alcoholism.
Cancer, liver disease. It's not pleasant when you see somebody dying from jaundice of the liver because their whole skin is yellow, their eyeballs are yellow. It's not pretty, and it's just not fair to your family.
No, it's not.
Until, like you said before, when you hit rock bottom, there's no place to go but up.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, I'm getting people saying that if you're on a Macintosh computer or a Mac, don't use Safari. Use Chrome, Google Chrome. Safari cuts in and out. It does for me too. So yeah, that's tough. And my daughter, she said, Dad, I want you to be able to walk me down the aisle when I get married. And 'cause I was headed to cardiomyopathy, pulmonary hypertension, anything that alcohol could affect was affecting me, and and I was drinking beer. I quit drinking bourbon because I have 2 bourbons, and my wife could tell me what brand I had on the phone. You had Makers, didn't you? No, that's Woodford. You had Woodford, and you had 2 of them. I'm like, geez, you're good. But beer, I could, you know.
Mhm.
And I started. Here's one. I started drinking the twist off beers because the cans when you get here, I'm gonna wake her up. I had to go put it underneath a blanket and open up the beer can like that. It's pretty brilliant. But yeah. So what else is that? What else do you wanna say?
I just want to, if somebody if you're watching this or
Hmm.
listening to it, and you're listening to it because somebody else that you're in a relationship with has alcoholism, think about going to Al-Anon meetings or reach out. There's Alateen for your teenage children. There's so many support groups, but you have to learn to take care of yourself first. You have to quit, and like Pam said, enabling that alcoholic because you are part of the problem.
Yeah.
But you're part of the problem for yourself too. And it's just not fair to you. It's not fair to your children
Wow.
to keep in that relationship. And it's harsh, but sometimes it's what has to be done.
Yeah. So real quick, gang, people who Sally Hartley is watching. This is true. My mother died of all the complications from alcoholism: liver disease, heart failure, kidney failure, emphysema, 2+ packs a day, smoker, and pancreatic cancer. Just for starters. Sally, how old was your mother when she died? Be curious. And also, guys, I know that Bruce James and James Miller here are saying that the broadcast is interrupting. I got to get to the bottom of that. If it's yeah, so hey, can we call Carl Martin? Can I call him? So and Carl, if you're still watching, let me know if I could call you or not. Carl seems to be a very interesting guy, and I want to talk with him. But Shelley, this is great. This is great advice that you're giving to our little community here, and I appreciate you so much. And I'm sure we will talk again. Any closing thoughts?
No, just remember, if you're in that relationship with an alcoholic, take care of you first.
Yeah.
It's just like when the plane goes down, they tell you to put the mask on your face, then help the other person.
Right. Don't spend years wasting away. Don't do it. That is just so bad.
I'm a much happier person, and I'm living life to the fullest now because I got away from that kind of relationship.
Good for you. Are you in a relationship now?
No, I actually slipped back into an alcoholic relationship.
Oh, yeah.
But got out of it right away. So didn't follow my gut instincts on that one.
Boy, that you're it's like that's an addiction in itself. Dating messed up guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm leaving Arizona. I'm moving back to Kentucky in October, where I can get a little bit more normal life going on.
What part of Kentucky?
Louisville.
Oh, I'm in Louisville. I guess you know that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in Louisville.
Don't hold it against me, but I'm a Hoosier by both. So.
That's okay. Pam, I will talk with you soon.
Awesome.
All right, we're gonna try to call my buddy Carl, and if he picks up, he picks up, and if not, well then Carl hates all you guys. That's why he just doesn't care for you.
The number, and I'll call you back as soon as possible.
Oh,
Otherwise,
Carl's phone went right to voicemail. But let's just call it again. I want you let's hear this message.
please leave your name and number, and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Otherwise, please send me a text. Thank you.
All right, Carl. You gave me your phone number and then you turn your phone off. That's just the real thing. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have show concepts, show ideas. I may change the time. I may cut it back, not every night, because I need to put more comedy up on my page. People are loving this, but some people are like upset because, hey, dude, where's your funny videos and this and that? And if you're visiting for the first time and you think this may be a page for you to follow or like, please do so, because there's other content on here besides drunk talk. So let's see if there's any. By the way, he died at 31. Sally Hartley said that. Okay. Let's see. Something's going on with my comments. I can't even see my comments. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hey, Carl. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Tom, are you already off air?
I'm not. We're on air, buddy. Just talk. What's happening?
All right. Well, I am picking up. Obviously, let me just pause this.
Yeah.
Tom, I appreciate you having this show. It really is. I just saw it. It popped up on my screen the other night. It's Sober Talk Tom Mabe. And,
Mabe, it's Mabe. That's all right though. Sober Talk, Tom Mabe. And it just popped up there, like maybe maybe I had a keyword that you looked for, AA or something, or
no, it.
just popped up.
I swear to you, it just.
Oh, no worries. I found the algorithm to be an amazing
Yeah.
thing. So.
And they most likely up on that.
Hey, that letter you sent was pretty daggone amazing. The guy said you're the unluckiest man in the room.
And Tom, and let me tell you, at the time I said, "What in the heck?" Not exactly to myself.
Right.
What was I talking about? I feel like I'm the luckiest man in the world. I feel the room. I finally got courage to drive to.
Hey, Carl. Every other word your phone's cutting out. Are you talking directly into the phone?
Take it off speakers.
Yeah, take it. Yeah. Never do speaker. Yeah, there you go. Much better.
All right. Well, anyway, Tom, that was the beginning of my mission to remove alcohol from my life. I drove around the building, the AA building, about 3 times, and I said, I mean, hell, I've got to give this a shot. I hadn't told anybody or anything, and never been in trouble before, but I've never had a real problem and had to deal with it. Finally got the courage up, parked the car, went in, sat next to the door.
Yep.
Saying, I don't know what this AA stuff is, but I'm going to be prepared to remove myself if it's a
cult or something.
If it's an environment that's not suitable to me. But so anyway, long story short, that first meeting, I had no idea that everybody in the room was talking to me, and they did not directly make it sound as though they were talking to me. It was just, if this is your first AA meeting and, first step and the whole thing. But, Tom, that was at least the beginning. And later on, when my friend did end up saying, Carl, you're the most unluckiest man in this room.
Right.
And I said, what?
And he said that because he said that now, Carl, because you said, I've never had a DUI. I've never done this. I've never done that. I still have my finances together. My marriage is okay. And he thought that he just didn't think that you've hit rock bottom enough.
That's exactly right. And absolutely the rock bottom, and I don't believe in rock bottoms. I believe in consequences are the only thing that teach or that help. Actually teach. They help someone who has AUD to better understand that they are in a situation that.
Carl, help me out. What is AUD? I've seen that. Yeah. Natalie Jansen just asked too. What is that?
Alcohol use disorder, and it's the new term they've got. In the new psychiatry manual, there's 4 or 5 levels of alcoholism, which are much better defined and can really help people better understand where they are on the alcohol scale.
So is alcoholic considered racist now? Should we all say alcohol use disorder? Is that the new term or what? Or
That's the new term.
Okay.
About 2 or 3 years now, and so
I've been out of I'm new. I'm a newbie, so.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought when I've been listening to you, and unfortunately, I'm a experienced veteran in this saga, but.
No, that helps us though. That people, your stories are good for us. Did you have after that first time? Did he tell you after he said that you're the unluckiest person? Did you have deeper rock bottoms? I know you don't like using the word rock bottom, but consequences.
No, I don't mind using the word rock bottom, but yes, it continued on, and I would go 30 days and think, wow, I've got this thing beat, and then go 90 days, and after drinking again, continuous drinking, but not to the level I was. The first 7 days were hell, but then I got through those. And
Did you white knuckle it, or did you go get some help and get some like medication to help
no,
you?
I white knuckled, and
Gotcha.
I went to meetings 2 times a day. I mean, I put I think I totaled it at 40,000 miles on my vehicle going to AA for
Wow.
90, 120 days, whatever it was.
Right.
But I was going twice a day. I had to do that, or my mind, well, it continuously stayed on alcohol. Though it does get so much better when you do get it out of your system. But the long and short of it, Tom, the longer the time, I kept feeling as though I can beat this system.
Okay.
And there's no way to really beat the system if your brain your brain is actually changed. The more that you have drank, it has changed the neurology of your brain, and so just talking about it and going to meetings and maybe going to a therapist and these types of things are great, and I knew that I had a lot in store to lose if I kept drinking, but the alcohol will continue to speak to you, and
Wow.
it stays in the back of your mind. That's why I do not attend AA anymore, though it was the greatest thing that I ever did.
Okay.
To begin with, and it remains a solid foundation for people, even if they drink or don't drink.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I like about the big book. I like this is a great book. Everyone should read this book.
Absolutely. My wife even said this, and when I was attending regularly and lying about drinking on the weekends, and I continue to drink and lie about it, but the people that knew me closest, my family, my 3 sons and wife, they obviously, that there's no really hiding it. But
yeah.
So fast forward, I lose a large portion of my company, and to 3 guys that recognized that they could take advantage of an alcoholic.
Your vulnerability of being a drunk. Wow.
Yeah, and they, unfortunately, one of the leaders of the pack happened to be the sponsor that I reluctantly hired, my sponsor. So everybody who's listening to this, be very careful about picking a sponsor and talking to a sponsor. And
oh my word!
No matter how much you trust them, how great they seem, be very, very careful, and do not share everything with your sponsor. But
wow.
Be as honest as you can with the problems that alcohol has caused in your life. But do not tread outside those lines, in my opinion. So, but it is the program's great. I loved it. I still like it. I don't want to attend anymore. I finally found I knew that there had to be an answer outside of talk therapy, whether that be in meetings and I was able to convince a short-term rehab to let me try a medication called baclofen, which I researched.
Right, you said that in your email. Yes.
I was able. I was an all day. I mean, drinking from sun up to pass out to sundown to pass out to sun. It was just a continuous all day beer drinking fast. And but I've finally got to the point that I could spend mornings researching how in the world there's got to be a brain change. If I go back to the same person, let's say that I quit drinking, my brain is still going to have the same thoughts of drinking that I had before. It's just going to be a sober brain that's...
Yeah, you have to change the person, you know. You can't just be a sober brain. You got to, do you think you got to drink, you know, like I always say, I got to free up some space on my mind drive. I got to get all those insecurities and all those, you know, bad thoughts out of my mind. Is that what you're referring to, or?
Yes, and that's and that goes back to the neurological problems that are things that have happened in our past, not only with just alcohol, but with other situations. And our brains have not only changed as a result of those experiences, they have changed as a result of the chemical alcohol that has gone into us. So our brains, if I were to go back to the same brain that I had before I started drinking, I would be, it would just be the same thing. I would be worried, anxious, worried.
Yeah.
Etc., thinking about things in the past, worried about things in the future.
What they call that? Future casting? Future effing? Don't. There's a word I heard recently, like out of mind screwing things. But a lot of people do future casting, where it's you play something out and it's not even, you know, the event may be 10 days away and you're already playing out how it's going to screw up on you and how, you know. But yeah, I mind screw everything, and I gotta, you know, I've been saying I'm a piece of crap. I'm a piece of crap, and I'm getting really better about, you know, with me, I'm really enjoying AA and the Big Book, and I kind of have a temporary sponsor, but I'll take it. What you hey, I have to guess what I'm doing tonight. I'm doing my 5th step, my resentments. And I'm doing it on the phone. It's going to take 3 hours, but I got to call my buddy Jeff here. Jeff is he is recovered, and we have some history together. So I want to touch base with him really quick before I have to go get ready for my 5th step. Can we continue this call another time? Can you take 30 seconds and kind of wrap it up, and it will be to be continued.
Absolutely, and really, I want to say. The 5th step really does help. It will help you even if you do not disclose everything. Whatever you say, and if you trust this person, it will help. But in the long term, there's changes to happen. But it's all great, man. I mean, you are at a point that your heart's into it, your mind's into it, and otherwise, as you may read one of my comments, people need to understand that this disease, and it is a true disease, is now the 5th leading cause of death in the United States.
Wow, yeah, because they call it a disease because it will, if you don't stop, you will die from it. So
much sooner than anticipated. So,
right. Well, yeah, I'm done being a loser, man. I'm ready to just do so. Well, hey, appreciate you. You and I will talk very soon.
Very good. Thanks. Have a good night, Tom.
All right. See ya.
All right. Bye.
Okay. We were calling my buddy Jeff Graham. Jeff is a very, 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 very cool dude. And he can go back and watch it when it's not live. He's having issues watching it. Hey, buddy, so you're live with me right now. So you'll be able to go back later and watch it when it's not live. I don't know. I got to have my guy come in, my IT guy. I don't know if because I'm shooting in HD, 4K, or what. But, yeah, some people have issues. Are you on a Mac by chance, or are you a PC guy?
No, I'm on my, right now, I'm on my phone, which I have Google Chrome on.
You got that flip phone from Cricket, right? The Cricket flip phone?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, real quick, let me tell you.
I'll get like 5 seconds, and then it kicks out.
Yeah, all right. Sorry about that. I hope, and I can see, like, I have not a lot of people watching right now, but they go back and watch it after. I'm getting ready to do my 5th step, so I I want to introduce you to what I'm doing. It's called Sober Talk. I've been doing it every night, and I get emails. I get people from all over the country calling in, and we're like you're on the phone right now, and we discuss codependency, alcoholism, addiction.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I wanted before we go, I just wanted to this is guys, this is my dear friend for many years, Jeff Graham, and he and I have been playing this game of sober and drunk. But you went sober. You were sober for 9 years, and I think I was pretty instrumental that first time around. Although you did get a 6-pack of beer on the way home from an AA meeting, you told me. So.
Yeah, well, that was, but no, it was. That's so true. I don't know if your show, if you're, following the AA. I know you mentioned the 5th step, so I assume you are.
Well, no, not everyone is, and I'm not an expert at AA, but a lot of the people who call in discuss AA, but we have no affiliate with AA. I'm a fan of the Big Book. Been reading that, I love page 86,
Yeah.
on awakening. So this is the first time, Jeffrey, that I'm actually doing this with following steps. This is the first time.
And I'll tell you, I did it without the steps before, and you hear the term dry drunk, and some of those, but I was pretty unhappy. I don't know how I didn't drink during those times, because the way I internalize things, I mean, I was ready to lose it.
Yeah.
And, losing sleep and just going crazy, especially with all the COVID stuff and
right. Yeah.
Economy. And, if I didn't have this program, I wouldn't have there's not a chance I could do this without drinking. I would have been going crazy.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's been just huge for me. I mean, it's not only affecting my, life as staying sober, but just my quality of life as well is 100-fold better.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm hoping, dude. I'm about a month and a half in. But look, I'll call you when I get done. I gotta go prepare for my 5th step, and I just want you to see what this is. So watch it.
We're not on right now, right?
No, we are on right now. So.
Okay. I didn't know if you were or not, but no, it's great. Please let me know when, because I'd love to hear, what everyone else's input in, because I'll tell you what.
Last night's show was amazing. It's called Sober Talk, episode 5. So,
okay.
All right, I gotta go, dude. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right. Hey, thanks, Tom.
All right, see you. So there you go, guys. This has been an episode of Sober Talk, and thanks for watching. I'm sorry, we gotta help anybody out there wondering why this keeps cutting out on people. I gotta fix that. I gotta fix it fast. Love you. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.